Heidi Klum joins me now. It's so good to see you.
Thank you.
Wow, you look amazing. Absolutely amazing. Just been talking to the girls there about our bikini promise. We do this every year, helping women to, wear their swimming costumes and their bikinis with pride. Something you do beautifully.
Ah, thank you. But, wearing a bikini is always hard because, you're in public.
Yes.
So, it's always intimidating a little bit. With lingerie, it's different. It's something more for yourself. And,
of course.
But, being on the beach, almost naked, it's a little intimidating for me too at times.
Even for you?
Of course.
Even for you?
Of course.
Gosh, of course. And you do your own design. I mean, you're an entrepreneur as well as being on TV.
Yeah, I just took over a company that has been in the lingerie business for 25 years. And I got to revamp it. And I've been working for, for a year doing this now. It's called Heidi Klum Intimates. And I just started designing swimwear too, which I'm launching in the summer.
Fantastic.
And it's super exciting. I love to design. It's a lot of fun.
Well, exactly, and you know what works. That's the thing. You know what other women who maybe don't look exactly like you, but we can still look good.
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, every woman is great in every shape, and I try to really accommodate every woman with, any age group and any shape. And for me, it's all about fit. I think fit is the most important thing, and then it's about a great print.
Yeah.
But really, fit is the most important thing.
Because I think if you're fit and you're healthy, you feel better, don't you? You just feel better anyway.
Of course, no, but I mean the fit of the...
Oh, the fit, of course, yes. That makes sense too. Of course it does, of course it does. Now, as well as you've always done more than just modelling. There's always been much more to your career. And we've seen you on TV, and of course you're working with Simon Cowell now.
I am.
How is that going?
We've shot probably like 6 days. I'm actually flying back to Los Angeles today. We have another day of auditions tomorrow of America's Got Talent. And I have to say, he is fantastic. I've been working with Howard Stern for the last 3 years. He's been sitting next to me, and now Simon stepped in. And I mean, he's the boss of the show, and he's created some of the biggest shows around the world. But he has actually made me change my saying yes or no sometimes to the contestants. At times, sometimes when someone is on the stage and they sing and I would have given them a no, he stops them in their tracks and he said, no, I don't want any music. I just want you to sing, because he hears something in them that I haven't heard, and then all of a sudden they change. And then I say yes to them when before I would have said no. It is really bizarre. Like, he actually can hear something that most of us couldn't hear. So he does change my no sometimes to a yes. It's really astonishing how he can hear things.
He's just got that. He just knows what's going to work.
He really does. Sometimes he's a little bit harsh.
Yes.
And sometimes people do deserve it a little bit too, I have to say. I usually don't like to send people off the stage crying.
No.
But he's very honest.
Well, you've got to be, haven't you? There's no point in giving people false hope as well.
I try to be honest too, just maybe in a nicer way.
In a much nicer way, exactly, of course. Do you know what I love about you? You really go for Halloween, trick or treat, as they call it. Why is it that it's such a big deal for you? Because you really, I mean, you don't just get a little bit dressed up. I mean, you go for it. We've got there. Look at you as Jessica Rabbit. That's amazing.
Well, I am from Germany. I'm from Cologne.
Of course.
So the carnival in Germany is quite big. I don't know if you guys know about our German carnival.
Yes, very much so.
So I grew up loving carnival my whole life. And I don't know, being in America, I really got into it. And 15 years ago, I started making the biggest Halloween party in New York City because there wasn't one. And I always thought, why is no one having a gigantic party where people actually feel like they should full-on dress up? And if you're the host of the party, I always think you really have to amp it up in order for other people to follow along.
Sure.
So I always say, outdo me, really go for it.
I don't think anybody could outdo you. This is remarkable.
I mean, I can't do this myself. I have like amazing people, and living in Los Angeles or being in this entertainment industry, you meet so many fantastic artists, and they love using their craft on me. And
who's that?
That is me at about 95 years old. Well, I'm now turning 43, but at that time I just turned 40, and people always said to me, well, now you're 40, how do you feel? You must feel really old. And I'm like, I'm going to show you old. And then I made myself into a 95-year-old woman, which I love.
I love that. I love that sense of humour. I think that's really good. It really is good. For girls who want to, because everybody thinks your job is so glamorous, what would be your piece of advice for anybody wanting to get into modelling?
To always stay true to yourself. At the end of the day, you have to look in the mirror and be happy with yourself. You know, there's always people who have opinions. You know, when I started, people said, you know, you have to be thinner, you have to cut your hair off. Especially, you know, I started in '92, and it was a little different, and the wave models were really in, super thin, and I was quite curvy. And at the end of the day, I was like, I'm not going to do all of these things. You know, either people are going to like me the way I am or they don't. And so I just stuck with that, and it kind of ultimately worked in the end.
Well, it absolutely did. And I guess you've got to get used to rejection. Because
course.
not everybody is going to like you just... You know, you just have to get used to it.
And especially in the beginning when you're booked most of the time for your shell. You know, people don't really care about your feelings or what you think. It's about, you know, is your look going to fit into whatever they're trying to sell? So you have to understand that too and not take it personal.
No, that makes perfect sense. Heidi, thank you.
Thank you.
Lovely to see you, and good luck
too.
with everything that you do.